Well, Julie and I were recently at the ballpark, and it felt so good to be outdoors with other people, getting back to some normal summertime activities. And while we were there, I was on the concourse, and a gentleman came up to me and said, "Hi, Pastor Waggoner." As I looked at him, the face looked vaguely familiar, and I did what you would do. I started running through all of my memories and all the files of my mind, trying to pull a name out to attach with that face. But, sometimes that's difficult. Sometimes I find I do what I usually do, is simply say, "You're going to have to help me with your name, I'm sorry." And usually people are understanding and will do that. But you know what? I hate that. Don't you hate that? Because we wish that we could remember every name, that we could affirm through the recognition of a name their value and their worth. Well, there's someone, as you probably have already figured out, that never will and never could forget you. We're going to take a brief break. When we come back, we're going to talk about that very important subject. Let me take you to Isaiah chapter 49, verses 14, 15, and 16, where we discover that God will not ever forget us. Verse 14 says this, "But Zion said, 'The Lord has forsaken me, and my Lord has forgotten me.' Can a woman forget her nursing child and not have compassion on the son of her womb? Surely they may forget, yet I will not forget you. See, I have inscribed you on the palms of my hands. Your walls are continually before me." God says, never going to forget you. Never going to forget you. Well, there's some reasons we feel forgotten. We have that sense, but there's some realities that we need to look at in this passage. But sometimes it's our fault that we feel forsaken and forgotten. God didn't go anywhere. Sometimes we walk away from Him. He never walks away from us. And sometimes we have zoomed off into a lifestyle or a way of thinking or self-seeking that leads us in a place where we just are not seeing and detecting God in our lives. Sometimes it's our fault. Sometimes it's our flawed ability to detect Him. Our emotions just don't sense Him, and our point of view is such that we don't really see Him. What we need to do is come back to places like this here in Isaiah 49 and just re-engage with the reality that He does not forget us. Now, He paints two powerful pictures, word pictures, to help us understand. He talks about a nursing mother. And you can just imagine the tenderness of a baby being nursed by its mother and all the tenderness and all of the beauty of that particular scene. And he says, could a nursing mother forget their own child? And we immediately would say, that would be impossible. That's never going to happen. And he says, even though they may forget, as unlikely as it is, if they would forget, he says, I never will. I'm better than that. So he creates this picture of tenderness, of care, of concern, of love. All of those emotions are flowing from God to us. He says, I'm never going to forget you. Even as unlikely as that scenario would be, I'm never going to forget you. And he talks about, he says, I've inscribed your name on the palms of my hands. I don't typically take a pen and write notes on my hand. I know some folks do, and I've seen them do it. But if it's something very important, yeah, you might do that. He says, I've inscribed you. I've written you in the palm of my hand. I have just marked it on myself that you are valuable to me, that I affirm your worth and your value. Sometimes we forget other people's names, and sometimes we've been there too. Someone forgets our name, and we feel overlooked and left out. But you know what? God says, you may sometimes feel forgotten. Sometimes that's our fault. We admit that. Sometimes it's our flawed point of view. But that nursing mother would never forget their own baby. God says, I'm never going to forget you. Never will. I've taken this extra step to just say how valuable you are to me. I will never forget you. And the great news is He knows exactly your name. He knows exactly where you are. And more importantly for this discussion, He knows exactly what you need. You are never forgotten by Him. I hope that will encourage you, and I hope that will refresh you, knowing that God not only knows your name, He's never, ever going to forget your name and never forget all that you are and all that you need. Hope that's an encouragement to you. We'll see you again next time. Well, I hope that video was a blessing to you, and I want to thank you for dropping by. We would like to ask your help. We're trying to grow our viewer base like everyone else. But if you like this video, hit that like button. And if you want to, please hit that subscribe button. That really helps us connect. It's usually right down below. And we'll take it one step further. Hit that bell icon because that's the notification icon. And then every time that we have new content, you will be notified right there on your device. Thank you for your encouragement, your prayers, your support. If you want to know more about this ministry, please visit our website, livingthewordtoday.com. You be sure and have a blessed day.